Hello saxophone students. Today we're going to start with our usual warm-up, our 5 notes, starting with D and going down to G. This is on the top of page 6. But today we're also going to go back up again, and we're going to go down and up a few times like this. So take a big breath and play a few notes in each breath. Up again. And what I want you to start thinking about is keeping your fingers right on the keys. Don't lift them up here. Keep them right on the keys when you lift your fingers up. Watch my fingers this time. So pause the video here and just go up and down those notes a few times. Work on keeping your fingers close to the keys, because if you can do that easily, it's going to make our new song much easier. So pause the video here and play your scale a few times. Okay, if you're finished with that, then I want you to look at number 25 down here on the bottom of page 7. We're going to skip a couple of these songs because Lightly Row is actually an easier song than 23. So we're going to learn this next. Lightly Row has 2 lines. So we're going to take it in 4 sections. We're going to play the first 4 bars and then the next 4 bars and then go to the second line. So first I'm going to play the whole song for you so you can hear what it sounds like. So as I'm playing, look at the notes. Second line. So it might seem like a long song, but there's actually quite a few bits which repeat, so they're the same. So we're going to learn it in 4 sections of 4 bars each. So the first part I'm just going to play the first 2 bars because this keeps coming back. Okay, just look at the first 2 bars and you say the notes with me from the start. It's D, B, B, C, A, A, okay? And this keeps coming back. So let's just play those 2 bars. So if you want to pause the video there and just go over those 2 bars, you can. In the 3rd bar, you'll notice it goes G, A, B, C, D, D, D. So this is just like going up your scale. This is why we practiced that scale at the beginning, because it's just like going up the scale. Okay, so I'm going to play bar 3 and 4 right here. So you might want to pause the video here and just practice that bit. Okay, now when you get back to the middle of the first line, which is bar 5, you'll notice that those 2 bars are exactly what we played for the first 2 bars of the piece. Listen, you'll hear it. Okay, And then the last 2 bars of the first line is the tricky bit because it skips around more. So say those notes out loud with me for the last 2 bars of the first line. It's G, B, D, D, G. And then you hold that G out for 4 beats. So those 2 bars sound like this. Okay, so you might want to pause the video here and just play those last 2 bars. Okay? And you can also go back and practice that first line in sections. Okay? Right now I'm going to go on to the second line. So if you've practiced the first line, that's great. But let's go on to the second line. So you'll notice the second line has a lot of repeated notes. It starts on an A, and there's actually 5 A's in a row. But I don't want you to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's 4 beats in a bar. So you think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, because you play A's until the first beat of the second bar. Okay, so just listen to those first 2 bars of the second line. Okay, and then it's a very similar pattern for the next 2 bars. You have 5 B's in a row, but you think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, because you play the B's until the first beat of the next bar, and then it goes up. So I'm going to play the next 2 bars that starts with all those B's. So pause the video here and practice just those first 4 bars of the second line that start with all the A's. Okay, just go over and over that until you've got it. Now, it's great if you've made it this far because the last 4 bars are exactly like the 4 bars above it. So the last 4 bars of the piece are exactly like the last 4 bars of the first line. So I'll play that again and you'll hear that it's the same. Okay, so yes, it's a long song, but a lot of the bits repeat. Okay, so remember to practice it in sections. Okay, practice it just 2 bars at a time or 4 bars at a time, and make sure you look at where the same bits repeat, because there's a lot of bars which are the same. So just stick at that, and then eventually you'll get so you can play the whole thing through. Okay, good job, and we'll see you next week.